Hey y'all, it's your girl Samaya back with another video. So, I talk about faith-based content. That is what my channel is now geared towards. However, you're going to get a little bit more of the hair content today, of course, mixed in with mindset. However, I decided, okay, I want to go ahead and start working out and taking it seriously because I know I've been saying it. I've been writing it down and making it plain. So, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2 and verse 3, write it down and make it plain. And surely, it's going to feel like it's going to tarry. It's going to feel like it's going to take a little minute. But you're going to look up and you're going to be like, dang, this didn't take any time at all. Like I wrote it down and I made it plain and it didn't take no time at all. Now I'm paraphrasing that. So go look it up yourself. Okay. But anywho, I'm like, okay, it's time for me to take what I say that I want to do, and especially like the goals that I set for myself, seriously. I don't want to just say that I'm going to do something and then don't do it. I'm in the midst right now of working on my integrity. I feel as though, of course, everybody feel like they're integral, right? However, I'm like, I just started looking in the mirror at little things that I would say, like, yeah, I'm going to work out. And then I wouldn't work out. Like, girl, come on, you got to do a little bit better, Or I'll be like, okay, yeah, kids, we're finna go to the park. And then I'll be like, you know what? It's a little too hot outside. I don't even know why I said that. Y'all gonna have to play in the house. Even though, like, that makes sense, right? It makes sense. Like, if I'm tired, I don't feel like working out, right? If it's too hot outside, I don't feel like taking the kids to the park. But at the same time, like, I don't want this to be a habit. You see what I'm saying? So, anywho, that's why I'm deciding to go ahead and wear my hair natural. Like, yes, I did cut my hair into a bob. As you can see, it's shorter right here. However, it's, the cute bob that's just silked out is that girl. But at the same time, if I know I'm going to be working out, if I know my goal is to have a flat stomach, if I know my goal is to grow waist length hair, then obviously putting heat on it wouldn't be the best thing for me to do. See what I'm saying? Like, not saying that I'm not gonna put heat on my hair, especially when December come up, baby. When December come up, when November, when it's a little winter done, a little end of the fall season, I'm gonna have to silk that hair. I might. I'm not gonna say I will, but it's not a promise like that. It's not a promise that I'm not going to. However, I know for a fact, like, I'm gonna have to slow down on the heat, especially if I want to meet those goals. However, right here, as you can see, I wet my hair. I do have some heat damage in the front. I did choose to just go straight in with pink oil moisturizer. I'm not using any products on my hair but pink oil moisturizer and, of course, water, okay? But I'm just literally one product, which is pink oil moisturizer. I feel like a lot of times when we get older and we start doing our hair, especially like Black women, right? It's like sometimes we lose our roots. Like, we lose the ingredients that our moms and grandmas have given to us, and our roots being, y'all already know, that pink oil moisturizer comes in handy. I think that lady did change that formula, though. I ain't gonna lie. I think I seen a video on TikTok, and she was talking about how, I don't know, the original person who made the pink oil moisturizer ended up passing away and giving the formula or passing down the business to, I think, her granddaughter. Please don't quote me on that. Go look it up yourselves. But the lady said that once the business was handed over to her, she pretty much changed the ingredients, not all the ingredients, but she took out some of the ingredients. And I kept wondering, like, why in the world does this feel a little bit thinner? However, don't quote me on that. Please don't quote me on that. Go look it up yourself. Listen, please go look it up yourself so that way you can make a good decision for yourself. However, obviously, I'm still going to use the product. Whether the product was tweaked or not. I still put it in my head, and I feel like right now, honestly and truly, Eco Styler to me, I love Eco Styler down. But at the same time, I feel like the more I'm putting heat on my edges and then switch over and I switch to wear my hair in its naturally curly state and I use, slick it down with Eco Styler, I'm like, hold on, what's going on with my edges? Like, one. And number two, I'm like, it's looking like it's crunchy. Like, never in my life have I had like, listen. I'm not trying to badmouth nobody. This is about me, okay? When you hear this next sentence, it's about me. I've never had, like, my edges was looking dry is what I'm saying. We don't use the word nappy here on my channel no more. I think I used that word like 10 years ago on my channel, and y'all told me up. And I was like, you know what? That's right. We don't use the word nappy. Absolutely not. But I will definitely say dry, okay? Never in my life have I had extremely dry. I don't think I have. But that Eco Styler, I noticed that I mainly put it on my edges and just like the top part of my hair. And I'm like, what is going on? So I decided, okay, let me go ahead and just kind of push that to the side. As you can see, well, probably in this clip or the next clip or child, when I put that Eco Styler in my hair, something in my soul, my spirit, my body, and my emotions was like, girl, take that out your head. Just wipe it out. Not saying that I might not use it or that I might not use it in the future. But right now, I'm just like, I cannot do it. And then another thing, I'm not using a filter here, guys. Like, I have literally no filter on whatsoever. This is just literally my natural ring light. So as you can see on my forehead, I have breakouts. And I'm like, hold on. Like, is it the pillowcase? Is it the phone? Like, of course, my phone wouldn't be on my forehead, but like, and I don't even lay on my face. So I'm like, what's going on? It gotta be that Eco Styler gel. Like that, you know what? That's one factor, right? Because obviously it could have been something else, some hormones, whatever, child, because listen, your girl about to be 29 in August. So I'm just like, what's going on? Anywho, like I said, it could be multiple things, but right now I know for sure, I'm going to have to cut out some things. And that one thing that I can definitely say I can cut out right now is Eco Styler Gel. Now, it's a look to have slick edges, right? That is a look. That's a beauty standard, right? However, I don't feel like I'm about to follow that right now. Not saying that I can't have slick edges, but if I'm going to get slick edges, it's going to have to be a natural product. Maybe I'm going to have to make my own flaxseed gel or something. However, right now in life, I'm prioritizing health. I'm prioritizing good self-care before I'm prioritizing beauty standards. I'm just not going to conform at this moment. Not saying that I'm ever going to conform, but not saying that I'm never going to do a slick edge look. But right now, this ain't that. So, anywho, I decided as well to do a slick back bun. However, I'm kind of in the middle of, dang, I want to grow my hair out. And when it comes to growing your hair out, you don't want to do too many tension hairstyles, like high tension hairstyles. You really want to do low tension hairstyles. However, I'm just like, I need something that I can wear while I'm working out. And I still want to look good, right? But I also want to wear or have a hairstyle in my head that I can also wear if I go out. Because sometimes I like to step out. And when I step out, I just want to make sure that the hairstyle is still appropriate for when I step out as well. And it's like, I know you're like, girl, well, it's your head. But at the same time, I have to do what I feel like, works for me. Anywho, when you have goals set in mind, you really, really, really have to do what you have to do to get to that goal. If something is in your way and making you not reach that goal, whether it be something as little as hair. I know y'all probably thinking like, girl, this is so small. Like, why did you even choose to talk about this topic? Because it could be something as little as doing your hair. What next hairstyle you're going to pick? But you have a specific goal in mind, like me. I want to grow my hair. I'm talking about down to my ankles. Okay. Probably not that long, but I want to grow my hair fairly long. Okay. I also want to, like I said, work out. But my hairstyle comes into play when I'm making that goal as well. So when you have a specific goal, like I said, you're going to have to go at it and go at it aggressively. No matter how big or small the goal is, no matter if somebody says, girl, well, that's so small, like that's so, like you doing too much trying to reach that goal, do it by any means. Because at the end of the day, you know what's going to make you happy. You know what goal you have in mind. You know what you desire. You know what God has placed in your heart and on your heart for you to do, right? But that's it for today's video. If you love faith-based content, if you love also seeing the beauty side, because I like to combine faith and mindset, right, with beauty and hair and nails, all of that, of course, is beauty, but I'm just breaking down little subcategories as to what you may see me do. Then go ahead and subscribe. Also, do not forget to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook as I make content surrounding leveling up. Okay, if you're a mom and a woman, if you're just now getting your pink bag, if you don't have your pink and you just need some tips on, girl, how can I get back to me? This right here, my channel or my platforms over there are the platforms to definitely follow. It is spelled the same exact spelling as my YouTube channel name, Samaya Evans. Make sure that you spell it correctly so that way you can actually find me. The Y is before the I. And that's it for today's video. I will see y'all tomorrow as I am making videos every single day until August 31st. Like I said, one of my goals is for me to be more integral. And also make sure that I'm following through on my word, which is the definition of integrity, of course. But that's my goal. I showed up today. I showed up yesterday. And I'm going to show up again tomorrow.